Hi, I'm MrByZ, and I'm here with a quick review. It's not even a Star Wars item, it's actually a Marvel item, but this is something we might get to see maybe later on used with Star Wars, and that is the new Black Widow Deluxe figure. It's exclusive to Target. It comes with this really cool Black Series, well, not Black Series, 6-inch scale display stand, and I want to look at the display stand and how that works maybe with Star Wars figures for us. So here's the Black Widow on her stand. It comes in this box. I know it's empty, but it is like a more deluxe size box for Marvel Legends, for those of you who have looked at Marvel Legends before. But, I mean, you can see the figure here, but it has this really cool display stand. I'm going to go ahead and take the Black Widow off of here. Oops, took a little something extra there. And, when I first looked at this, they had all these explosions and stuff. I was like, I'm not sure if I really want it. In fact, a lot of Star Wars fans probably recognize this one. This one came with the Stormtrooper that was exclusive to the Disney Store a couple years ago. Only it's slightly different because it actually has like a little plug-in on the bottom of it. And beyond that, like all these have little plugs. You can see it has that. Now some of these, like these little ones, remind me of like blast effects we've seen with Iron Man in the Marvel Legends. But then there's this whole like 3-piece one, and then there's another smaller one here. And at first I was like, I don't really care about those, or I'll use my Hoth diorama like I did before. But as you can see, there are little spots for you to put that plug in on the base. So you can actually plug it in. It's not just setting it down on there, but it actually has a spot. And then there's a couple smaller ones, like right here and here, where you can put these type with the smaller peg. And it does still have a peg hole then for a figure as well. And then you have this stand. Now the stand also unplugs, and it has a plug-in, so you can put it anywhere on the stand as well. It is branded. It says Hasbro on it, which is pretty cool. But you notice it doesn't say Marvel or anything like that. It just says Hasbro. And it's a couple different pieces. You have the base, you have this piece that connects onto it, and then the claw arm here on the front that you attach your figure. And it's like spring-loaded or something to keep it in there. So, as an idea, I put a Star Wars figure in here. This being the Sith Jet Trooper I recently had sent to me. Now, I've actually attached the claw arm to his leg because with his jetpack, and actually it's that belt more than anything, keeps it from really going around, which is a kind of drawback. I don't know if this would work with a Jango or Boba Fett as well, because of their jetpacks. I think it's going to kind of get in the way there. It's made to go around the waist, but, you can still attach to their leg. I've done this with doll stands and such. You just have to find the right thing. I do recommend putting the stand in furthest away from where your figure is going to be to help balance it. I found if I put this in like the middle hole here, the whole thing just fell over. And, then you can add a blast going off underneath him and such like that for your dioramas. So it's definitely a different way of doing things. I don't know if we're going to see this stand come with Star Wars figures at all. With this set, with the Black Widow set, this was a $30 set, and you got a brand new figure and then all these blast effects on the stand. So it came with quite a bit, and then 4 different hands and 2 guns, and she had, if you really want to know, these effects for on her wrists, and then I don't know if these are hooks, what these are, but a couple things like that. But I could see using the stand maybe for Star Wars figures if you'd like. There are some limitations, as I've shown. Maybe we'll see some of that addressed in the future. But it's definitely something to maybe look into if you were looking for something like this for your Star Wars Black Series figures. Now, what about 3 3/4 inch figures? As you can see by this 3 3/4 inch Jango Fett, it actually works really well for 3 3/4 inch figures. And he has the jetpack on, and it still works quite well. And, you can play with it and everything and get the right scene that you want. And this arm, you can actually tilt from side to side like that. And you can actually tilt up and down as well. So it's got some different places that you can do some things to help pose it right the way you want it. Obviously, well, it's clear plastic, it's still going to be seen. But it does make a nice effect, and if you really wanted to have fun and paint some of this stuff up for whatever scene you might like to do, it would still work very well. So it's kind of cool that you can use it with 3 3/4 inch figures as well. It's a pretty cool stand. I haven't seen really much like this. Now, granted, NECA has put out a stand for some of their figures. I've seen that at Target. I've never bought one because the stand's like $20 by itself, and that seems expensive for a stand. I don't know. Maybe it's cool. If you think it's cool or you want to say something about it, go ahead in the comments. That's great. But I just thought this would be worth checking out, and maybe some of you might go looking for this. I've heard this figure's been, I don't know if it's hard to find or it's just because it's brand new and people aren't shopping in the stores. Honestly, I went in for groceries and happened to find it. It wasn't something I was looking for, but it was also the only one at my Target. So, you know, your mileage may vary on that, but I thought it was just definitely worth looking at. So I hope you enjoyed looking at this, and maybe it will help you for your collecting future.